and LDBC. Here are my afterthoughts. Now, a lot of people now are asking me, Coach, I want your afterthoughts about this fight. I didn't think a lot of people watch my afterthoughts, but I guess they do. Okay, George Kambossos versus Devin Haney, part 2. This is a fight that Devin Haney, he didn't particularly want this fight. To be honest, Devin Haney wanted to move on and go fight other people, which that's totally understandable because you convincingly beat the guy. You outboxed him, you outclassed him in the ring for 12 straight rounds, and you figure, what else there left to prove? This guy can't box with you. But George Kambossos, I got to give him credit, man. George Kambossos, he fought tooth and nail to get this rematch. Okay? And I got to respect that because say what you want about George Kambossos, at least this guy wants to know if he's the best. At least George Kambossos wants to know if he's the best. And, a lot of times fighters that take tough fights, they don't get credit. But I give Devin Haney and George Kambossos a lot of credit. Because people keep saying, well, who is Devin Haney fought? Well, he fought George Kambossos. This the same guy that beat Teofimo Lopez, who, a lot of, media members were saying that Teofimo Lopez is the goods. I give George Kambossos a lot of credit because, to be honest, at first we thought Kambossos was going to try to fight Vasily Lomachenko. But no, George Kambossos, he rose to the challenge and he fought Devin Haney twice. He rose to the challenge and fought Devin Haney twice. And I got to appreciate that. But I believe in George Kambossos' mind, he was fighting an opponent that he was just outmatched and outwitted against. He couldn't do it. And George Kambossos looked better in this fight. You can't tell by his picture. You can't tell by his photograph because his face bloody. It looked like he was getting his ass whooped. Okay, but George Kambossos looked a whole lot better in this fight. What he did was, no, he couldn't outmatch Devin Haney skill for skill. George Kambossos, he just bit down on his mouthpiece and just took the fight to Devin Haney. He took the fight. The man was getting countered and punished to the body and uppercutted. This guy was getting hit all over the damn place. I thought, this was a damn George Kambossos punching bag. I'm like, damn. But I got to give George credit. He said, look, okay, this guy better than me skill-wise. He better than me. Okay, he can outmatch me. He's faster than me. So what do? This man bit down on his mouthpiece, and he went in and, he tried to make it a rough fight. It's just Devin Haney is so good skill-wise that there was not much that George Kambossos could do. It just wasn't much he can do. Even when he tried to, grab Devin Haney and clinch him, it just wasn't working. Because Devin Haney then, proved to be the stronger of the two fighters. George Kambossos, he fought, okay? He went in and fought the best that he could. But he realized, and I think it really began to hit George Kambossos after round 6. Because you can see the look on his face. The look on his face, when he looked at his corner, I can't beat this guy. I've done everything that y'all told me to do. And he had that look on his face like, I give up. I'm going to finish out the fight, but I can't do anything with this dude. There's nothing I can do to defeat this guy. Everything that I do, this guy has an answer for it. Everything that I do, this guy makes adjustments. And Devin Haney just like, you know what? I'm finna go in here and do what I gotta do. I'm finna go on the autopilot. This boy can't box me. He ain't got my skills. He ain't got my hands. He ain't got my speed. That's Devin Haney. See, that's the mindset that Devin Haney had. He went in. Because remember, this wasn't a fight that he was particularly too thrilled about taking. And then you even had people saying that, well, why he don't want to fight Kambossos? Is he scared? I never understood when people used to say, if a fighter don't want a rematch, they automatically afraid of the person that they don't want to rematch after they beat the person that they don't want to rematch. Y'all make it make sense. Like when people kept saying Tyson Fury was afraid of Deontay Wilder. I'm like, he not. He fought the man twice. How the hell is he afraid of him? It wasn't that he was afraid. He just felt like, hey, I beat the man. I've knocked him out. So what else? What more can I do? Okay, it's the same scenario. Devin Haney, I already know. I know how this story play out. I know this book. I've read this book before. I already know what's on the pages. I got the answers to this test. Devin Haney is a master boxer, man. And I'm sorry, I don't think any of these guys, I don't think Shakur Stevenson can beat him. I don't think Gervonta Tank Davis can beat him. I don't think Teofimo Lopez can beat him. I don't think Vasily Lomachenko can beat him. I don't think these guys can deal with Devin Haney. Devin Haney, he got a problem. Devin Haney is too damn good. He too damn good. And people, you can call him a hype job and, Devin Haney ain't doing this and Devin Haney ain't doing that. You can say all of the above. But the fact of the matter is, Devin Haney is too damn good. And I'm sorry if you don't like the guy. You don't have to like Devin Haney, but you got to say, boy, this mofo can fight his PG-13 channel off. I mean, you got to say it. You can't say nothing else but this mofo can fight his PG-13 channel off. He can fight. Man, this boy can fight. I don't like this mofo, but boy, this boy can fight. That's all you can say. You can't say it because the first fight, y'all said, okay, it was boring. I heard people saying the fight was boring. Well, Devin Haney, he took the fight. I mean, Devin Haney stood in the pocket. In points of the fight, he stood in the pocket and fought mano-a-mano with George Kambossos. Now what? Y'all want to know the knock on Devin Haney now? Devin Haney don't have no punching power. Well, if he ain't got no punching power, then George Kambossos would have walked through everything he threw, ate them shots like a G, and came in and dominated Devin Haney. But that didn't happen, did it? That didn't happen. It didn't happen. Wasn't even close to happening. Folks, the bottom line is, sometimes you have to look past what you don't like in a fighter. And sometimes you got to look at their skill sets. You got to look at what the hell do they possess. Like with Amanda Nunes. I can't stand Amanda Nunes. Can't stand her. But I got to tell y'all, Amanda Nunes is one of the most skillful fighters in WMMA. This woman has beat everybody there is to beat in the division. She got some losses that she could have avenged. But to be completely honest, I mean, she avenged Alexis Davis' loss. Excuse me, that ain't going to mean nothing because Alexis Davis is, out of her prime. So is Kat Zingano. Those losses ain't going to mean nothing. Okay, her avenging them ain't going to mean a damn thing. But you got to say, you can't say she not good. You cannot say that Devin Haney not good. My God, Devin Haney is good. Man, this boy is good. He's so good. And he's going to have a problem now. Because the rest of them guys,